Hey everyone, I'm Carolyn from Twinkle Mentor, and welcome to our channel. I love the movie National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, so today we're going to be making a wreath. And a lot of the items are from Dollar Tree, but some are from Joann and Michael's. And I used this 18-inch wreath here, which is from Joann, and I got this at the very beginning of the season for $6 when it was 50% off. And it just needs to be fluffed up a little bit. It needs some love, and it is a little bit smaller than I wanted, so I'm going to be embellishing it with a big bow on the top and a big hat on a big bow at the bottom and a big hat on the top. We're going to get started. I got this and it does have a little hole in it, so I'm just going to mend it up, and that happens sometimes if you don't look over things really good at Dollar Tree, but we'll just be mending that. And these antlers, I'm going to take them and it's going to hold up the hat on top of my wreath. Now there's other things that you can do for this. This is just what I had on hand. You can use dowel rods or a hanger or anything like a wire hanger that you can find that can hold that hat up on the top. And this will you'll see more later on what I mean. Okay, so that's all mended up there, and we just hot glued it. And then I'm going to push these antlers together, and we're just going to take it and stuff it in the top here. And I love this little buffalo check and this fur at the bottom. I think it makes it look real rustic looking, kind of like the raccoon, the squirrel. So I'm just getting this situated and taking another look at that little spot there. So far everything looks good, and I am going to have it folded over like that, but I thought I would add these antlers for a little bit more of a rustic look, because they did have the, I think it was he an elk in the movie? I can't remember. But anyway, we're just I'm gonna fold this back. It's Velcro, and I hot glue this in place, but I do end up later just taking a paper clip, a large paper clip, and clipping it together too, just to reinforce it. But at this point I'm just taking it, getting everything positioned into place, and we'll hot glue some of this. Now this does come out a little bit, but once you put it on top of the wreath, it will stay pretty stationary. So I'm just taking my glue gun and I'm going to tack a couple of spots in here and just get that in place so that it holds up nicely. And then it needs a little bit more glue over here to hold these antlers in place. And then as the little glue things come off of it, I'll just clean them off. And I really want this rolled over. I didn't want it to stick straight up. It would be okay if it did. You could just put stuffing in it, but I wanted mine folded over, so I'm just going to glue that in place. And then there is our topper. We'll get a little bit more glue here just to reinforce that, so we're not having to worry about it. And then there we go. There's our topper, our nice little Santa hat. And then later on I'll glue a little bit more down as I get it in place. But there you have it. That's our top piece. Okay, and then here I've got these, they always have at Dollar Tree these necklaces, and since the big old-fashioned lights were in the movie, I thought I would take these and just use them in the wreath itself. The way that the necklace is, I had to take two of these. I just doubled them over on themselves and then made sure that the button was a little bit towards the back or hidden, because it's green anyway. These light up very nicely and they give that old-fashioned Christmas look. So first I try to see if I can wrap it around completely, and then I decide here that I can just start putting them in and then doubling the necklace over on itself. And then you just secure them in. I just used the branches. I didn't hot glue at this point. What I'm doing here too is just starting at the top, because at the very bottom, when I put the other set on, we're going to have this bow. So we want to make a space. We don't want to use lights where we don't need them or not going to see them. So here's the large bow, and that's a Dollar Tree bow that pretty much every year you'll see it in the store at the beginning of the season usually. They get wiped out pretty quick. And then here, I'm not going to attach this right now. This will go at the very top, sort of over the the little branches, and then I will take those little pieces that are underneath the headband area and push them out, and then I'll zip tie those in, and that'll give us a really good hold. I've got some latex paint by Glidden and it's white. For my little laser cut pieces, I designed these in Inkscape and then cut them out on my laser. This is an outline of the cat because when the cat, and it's sad to say, but the cat gets electrocuted. It's not funny, but the cat does get electrocuted and he has that kind of outline around him. Then I'm going to paint his actual body black. When I'm finished, it will look like that there's an outline around, a white outline around the cat. We'll glue that together later. But here's some of my pieces here. And I was ending up, I'm going to make a sign for the middle, and you see that round Dollar Tree sign up there. I was trying to take my roller with white paint and kind of prime everything and get everything sealed. So I always have this latex paint on hand with my roller. I just get a base coat on everything just to get started and get everything sealed up. I did use some basswood that I got, and I just really wouldn't use it again. It's just not as robust. I probably would have been better off taking a round like this and cutting my laser items out of there and maybe just doubling them up. But that's okay, that's how we learn, and didn't think about having that resource of being able to laser cut the items out of the circle there. So I'm putting my roller in a plastic bag just to hold on to it. Now I'm taking khaki paint here because this is the sign that's going to go in the back. I'm going to take some of that white paint, that latex paint again that I have in my bottle, and then this is that khaki paint, Apple Barrel, which I got from Walmart. We're just going to go through. I don't actually mix the paint before. What I want to happen here is that it kind of looks sort of a little dirty, you know, not really, but just kind of ivoryish and older. I'm going to get a base coat on that, and this would from Dollar Tree, these rounds paint up so nice, and when you see them you have to grab them. And this is Craft Smart Red from Michaels. What I'm going to do is paint Cousin Eddie's hat right now, and I'm going to paint that with this red. So I've got my new roller out, and I find that this works really good with laser cut pieces that you just get. I just stopped using a base coat. I just used this, and it worked out very well. I really didn't need all that base coat, but it always helps. And then here's some brown from Crafters. I can't remember the name of that. It's the brand from Dollar General, and Dollar General is very close to me, so if I need paint, I can always grab it when I'm in there. And then this is going to say the famous quote, "You serious, Clark?" from Cousin Eddie. We're going to take brown, and this is another roller that I have set. And I also have a baggie waiting off to the side for it. This roller makes it so nice for the letters. You don't need the frog tape for that. Masking tape would be just fine. It would be a lot better, or painter's tape. And then I'm just taking the words here. And I wanted a light moss green looking color, soft. So I'm making a mix here. I put the khaki together and some of the hunter green. That's hunter green was from Walmart also. Just going to take a little bit of paint that I have on my little tray here, and I've got the color that I want. I just wanted to make it look warm, so I put some of that khaki in it and the hunter green. And there was another color paint, another green that I had already mixed, and I mixed that in. So warm colors here. I just wanted it to look like that warm mossy green type of look there, something soft. So my palette board here looks like a camo with all the colors in it. And then I'm just mixing up here just little bits of color here, and I'm taking water. I'm off of the screen here. I'm dipping into a cup of water. I have to keep the water far away from me and the camera because I usually knock it over, so that's why it's out of the camera range. I'm making this sort of stain, and I, take brown and mix a little bit in there and mix a little bit of water and a little bit of color so I can get Clark's station wagon has the wood sides on it. So I paint those in so that it looks like the actual wooden panels. His car's green. So I mix another watery type of color. I didn't really want to go very dark on the color here. I just wanted a sort of acrylic base stain. So I'm dipping into the water here and also dipping into the color that I made, and I'm just painting the station wagon. And that's my detail brush that I'm using too, and I'm going to outline the tires in black, and then I go in later and just do a silver pen, and then on the camper I actually ended up doing silver in the middle with paint. And then I've got my turquoise Craft Smart and my khaki color from, I believe we said that's from Walmart. I've got my palette all set up here with some white paint and some brown gloss, again from I don't remember if that was from Dollar General or not, but probably Walmart. Anyway, there's all of our colors here. And the top of the RV, and I drew this RV in Inkscape. It's not the exact one or anything, but I drew that and then I cut it out, put it into my laser software, and then I cut that out. And this top part is going to be turquoise because there's a little bit of turquoise on the camper. It's just more white and rust than anything. So I mixed up a white and some khaki there. I wanted to make the camper look a little bit off-white because it's not really stark white. It really didn't need a primer anyway. It could have just been there. But here's Acrylology from Dollar Tree. It's red oxide, and it's a good color to make rust. It's just already set to look rusty. I'm taking my fan brush here, and since the camper since the RV, Cousin Eddie's RV has a lot of rust. I mean, it's just a rust bucket. That's what makes it so funny. I'm taking little areas, and I'm going to go light first just to kind of get the lay of the land here where I want the rust. So ever so gently and lightly, we will put the rust on. And this is one of those moments that I like to talk about tranquility, and it just made me feel so good to be able to get that done and get the rust where I wanted it. And then I go back in and just make it a little bit heavier here. And this was just so rewarding to be able to get the RV, Cousin Eddie's RV, to really look rusty and old. And then even more, and as I go in now, as I'm getting further in, I'm really dipping my brush into more. And you see how I got the edges darker. And here's a tiny, teeny, weeny little wreath that I cut out because the RV has a wreath on the door. I'm taking some hunter green and some yellow, and I'm going to kind of warm up that hunter green and make it a wreath color. And that's Acrylology yellow, which is from Dollar Tree. Just going to mix those two together, and we'll get a nice warm color for green. And then that's what I'm going to paint the wreath with my detail brush. It's just very tiny, and it helps a lot. Now here, I've made this little stack, and I cut out some wood on my laser, and these are just Dollar Tree beads here, and I'm going to make them into an ornament. So you take the hole in the bead and let it run left to right, so this way you could put it in the branch. And then here, the cat, he is showing that he's electrocuted. I'm just showing you that the squirrel here has his bead in it already, and it's already glued on. And then what we're going to do is take these lights are from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to take them and wrap them around, and they're just the white ones. And I'm going to wrap them around him, and then we'll finish it off here just so that it doesn't come apart. Tiny little bead of glue, but you don't really have to do that. It stays pretty good, but I just felt like I needed a little bit of security on there. And we'll just hold that down for a second. And there he is. And then later we'll put batteries in and we'll get a look at him. And of course you need jelly of the month. I found this ornament at Dollar Tree, and I had this tissue paper from another gift laying around. I redo everything. I reuse everything if I can. I want this to look like jelly without really putting anything wet or slimy in there. And that way I have it year after year. And I'm just bundling that up. Crumpling it up is the word. And then I made this sticker off the wall of sub paper, and it is sublimated. And I do have a video on that process, and I'll link that below. And then we just cut that out, and then that's a ribbon from Dollar Tree on the top that I just hot glued down. And then I thought it needed a little bit of something, so I'm taking my string from Dollar Tree and using that, and I'll tie that around and tie it into, glue it down. I made this 3D holder, and it really holds mugs and everything. I 3D printed it from a file on Thingiverse, so that holds stuff that I'm working on sometimes. And there you have it. We have our jelly jar, and we're just going to put that right in. And these are chenille stems that I find year after year. I wanted to make this look festive, so I took my green chenille stems, and here's our camper, our RV all set. And then I'm just going to go through the back of that bead here and tie it into our wreath. Just grab a couple little stems from there, and either way you can just tie it in. You can either tie it through the back if you want to. I just tied it right onto a branch, and I didn't hot glue it in case I wanted to move them around. And then here's our cat. I do have batteries in there now, and you can see how he's lit up, and he's a little bit out of camera there. We have him all set. And really what I'm doing right here now in this part of it is I've got, I'm starting to get everything in. And then after the fact, I decided that this really could use, aside from the old-fashioned Christmas bulbs, I decided that it could use these lights. And here you have it, our Dollar Tree National Lampoon Christmas Vacation wreath. This is on the front door, and here is our bow and our station wagon with the Christmas tree on top of it, and Jelly of the Month Club. And here is that rusty old RV, Cousin Eddie's rusty old RV, and has a little wreath on the door. And you can see the ornaments are lit up just a little bit. It's daylight out here, and the sun is down a little bit. You could see our hat, and then I've got that second station wagon, and we've got lights pulled through it. John took a lot of time getting those lights set up just right so that you can see them on the inside of the camper or RV, and it does make it look like three-dimensional, and that's what I was trying to go for. And here's "You Serious Clark," that famous saying from Cousin Eddie, and there's his hat, and that is just tied on in the back with chenille stems. And this way, if you tie it on with chenille stems, you have a little bit more leeway to adjust when you get done. And here we're just giving you a view, stepping back a little bit just to show you how it looks on the front door. And then I decided that I wanted to bring it in and put it on my pantry door so I could enjoy it even more. And here I'm just zooming in to show you how those lights turned out inside of the station wagon. And the lights, I do have them blinking now. I won't have them doing that, but I just wanted you to see them. And here's the RV, and you can see how John put the lights inside, and it really made that three-dimensional look. And then we've got our fur, which makes it very rustic, and our antlers and that buffalo check. The hat is nice and in place, and it's staying in very nicely. That door will be open and closed. And then here's another station wagon, lights in it too, and our squirrel, and another RV, rusty old RV, Cousin Eddie's rusty old RV. And then here is the cat. He does look electrocuted, doesn't he? Poor guy. Then we've got "You Serious Clark" with Uncle Eddie's hat and our big check bow. And that bow, those bows are pretty easy to get from Dollar Tree. They're usually every year, and the antlers. Now the hat, I didn't see this year, but I did see the bells with the antlers. I had some of the Dollar Tree products from last year, so I didn't get this wreath done, and I wanted to have it definitely done. I am so excited about how this turned out. We had so much fun creating it. Last year we made a Dollar Tree wreath from the movie Elf with Will Farrell, that's hard to say, and I will link that video below. And if you make a Dollar Tree National Lampoon Christmas Vacation wreath, inspire us and tag us on Instagram or visit us on Facebook at Twinkle Mentor. And if you're already one of our subscribers, welcome back and thanks for watching our video today. And if you're not a subscriber, welcome to our channel, and if you would be so kind to subscribe and like our video, it helps YouTube notice us just a little bit more, and it supports our channel and helps us grow. Happy holidays to everyone, and as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.